Sports Central tonight. Schools Athletics. The 38th All-Island Inter-Schools Athletic Championship organised by Sri Lanka Schools Athletic Association in support with the Ministry of Education concluded this evening at the Mahinda Rajapaksa Stadium in Derana. Thrilling win. Bangladesh. India clinches a 2-0 Test Series win over West Indies, chasing 121 in Delhi as KL Rahul's unbeaten 58s steer India to a victory as Shubman Gill earns his first series win as a captain.
Again, for another match at India now.
And World Cup qualifiers. Kevin De Bruyne tucks away 2 penalties as Belgium come back after conceding an early goal to beat Wales away in their World Cup qualifier, moving them closer to a place at next year's finals.
At fault for Wales' second, but he scores Belgium's fourth. And now Rudy Garcia can surely begin to celebrate it.
From Studio 24C, this is Sports Central. And now, here's Renut Varnasurya.
Hello and welcome to Derana Sports Central, your trusted source to get updated about everything in the sporting world, starting from the home turf to the global stage. We start off today's bulletin with updates coming from school athletics. The 38th All-Island Schools Athletic Championship concluded this evening at the Mahinda Rajapaksa Stadium in Derana. Organised by Sri Lanka Schools Athletic Association, it was held with the support of the Education Ministry. The 38th All-Island Inter-Schools Athletic Championship was held with the participation of over 5,000 athletes from 1,200 schools. The 5-day Athletic Championship attracted Sri Lanka's top junior athletes. Maristella College Negombo and Lyceum International Wattala respectively are the defending champions of boys and girls titles. Meanwhile, Tharushi Abhisheka of Vikramabahu National School Gampala and Omel Shasinta of St. Sebastian's College Kandana are among the top performers of this meet. They have both gained qualifications for the World Junior Athletic Championship to be held next year in the United States. The Youth Rugby Championship 2025 organised by St. Thomas Preparatory School Kolpiti ended in Colombo yesterday. The final round matches were held at the Havelock Grounds in Colombo last evening.
This tournament was held in 2 categories, that was under 14 and under 16. Altogether 16 teams competed for honours. St. Thomas College Mount Lavinia were the cup champions in the under 14 segment, with DSN and Ayaka being the runner-up. St. Joseph's College Colombo were the under 14 bowl champions, with President's College Maharakama ended up being the runner-up. AMS Rugby Academy bagged the under 14 plate championship. DRI Anuhas of St. Thomas College was adjudged the most valuable player of the under 14 segment. A tough competition had been witnessed in the under 16 category, where Colombo schools shared the honours. St. Peter's College Bambalapitiya bagged the cup championship in the under 16 category, beating St. Thomas Preparatory School in the final. Dharmapala College Panipitiya were the bowl champions and they beat Malambe Boys School in the final encounter. St. Joseph's College Maradana defeated Dudley Senanayaka College to win the plate championship in the under 16 category. Meanwhile, Rashwin Sabar of St. Peter's College Bambalapitiya was adjudged the most valuable player in the under 16 segment.
Sri Lanka will host the World Powerlifting Championship 2025. The Sri Lankan Tourism Promotion Bureau has also endorsed this international partner. The 4th World Powerlifting Championship will be held from the 25th of November to the 30th in Siduwa. This is the first time that Sri Lanka is hosting this world-renowned championship. The World Powerlifting Lanka said that over 250 powerlifters representing 10 countries will take part in this championship. Sahira College Maradana and St. Sebastian's College Moratuwa recorded first innings wins in their respective under-19 two-day cricket matches today. Here are more details on that. The under-19 two-day match between Sahira College and Vidyaloka College was played at Maradana. The match ended in a draw. However, the home team recorded a first innings win. Batting first, Vidyaloka College goal were bowled out for 135 in their first innings. Chanul Mandil was the top scorer for Vidyaloka with an unbeaten 59. Akhil Fasev was the pick of the Sahira bowlers, capturing 5 wickets for 48. In reply, Sahira scored 210 for 8 before declaring their first innings. Ammar Rahim was the mainstay of Sahira's first innings with a solid 92, which included 8 fours and 4 sixes. Vidyaloka College goal was 65 for the loss of 4 wickets when the match ended in a draw this evening. Meanwhile, at Moratuwa, St. Sebastian's College recorded a first innings win against St. Benedict's College Kotahena in their under-19 inter-school 2-day cricket encounter. The visitors were bundled out for 165 runs in their first innings. Vihanga Ratnayaka top scored with 60 runs. Adesh Almeida was the chief destroyer for St. Sebastian's, capturing 5 wickets for 47 runs. In reply, St. Sebastian's totaled 310 runs in their first innings. Late order batter Kushendra Fernando top scored with 81 runs, and he was all supported by Malinta Silva with 47 runs and Aditya Lakshan with 58 runs. Meman Ratnayaka was the pick of the St. Benedict's bowlers, capturing 6 wickets. St. Benedict's were on 143 for the loss of 4 wickets in their second innings when the match ended this evening. Mario Fernando made 64 while Vihanga Ratnayaka was 44 not out. Adesh Almeida was the pick of the bowlers with 3 wickets. Meanwhile, in Kaluthara, rain interrupted the under-13 match between Mathugama CWW Kannangara Central and Thissa Central. Batting first, CWW Kannangara Central scored 133 runs for 9 wickets in 50 overs. Visula Minidul with 43 not out was the highest scorer. When rain interrupted play, Thissa Central were 14 for 1 in the 11th over of their innings. We are heading into a short commercial break. More sporting actions coming on the other side. We are watching Other Derana Sports Central. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Other Derana Sports Central. We are heading to India for the updates from the ICC Women's World Cup 2025. For the second match running, Nadine de Klerk produced a crucial winning hand and unbeaten 37 from 29 bowls, albeit with several huge slices of late luck, as South Africa outmuscled a spirited Bangladesh to seal a thriller by 3 wickets and with 3 bowls to spare in Visakhapatnam. After winning the toss in an overcast Visakhapatnam,
a bit cautious to begin with through the power play, but then allowed themselves to build and build.
India clinched a 2-0 Test series win over West Indies, chasing 121 in Delhi as KL Rahul's unbeaten 58 steered India to a victory as Shubman Gill earned his first win as a captain.
India completed a dominant 2-0 series whitewash over the West Indies with a 7-wicket victory in the second Test in Delhi. KL Rahul's unbeaten 58 and Sai Sudarshan's 39 of 76 balls saw India chase down 121 for victory before lunch to hand Shubman Gill his first series win as a captain. India wrapped up the series opener in Ahmedabad within 3 days and seized control of the second Test by pilling on 518-5 before declaring. West Indies crumbled for 248 in the first innings, but after being forced to follow on, they responded with a spirited second innings effort. Inspired by centuries from John Campbell and Shai Hope, the West Indies posted 390 all out to extend the match to the final day. India resumed their chase on day 5 at 63-1 and needed just an hour to reach the target. The West Indies snatched 2 wickets through outstanding catches. Captain Roshan Chase removed Sudarshan with Hope diving low in the slips, while Gill miscued a shot off Rose and Justin Greaves sprinted from mid-wicket to take a swirling catch. That was the last twist as Rahul struck the winning boundary to seal India's victory.
Again, for another max at India now, 96 for 2.
KL Rahul, yeah.
Anticipation builds for the Ashes 2025-26 as the dates, venues and times are now released. Here's a wrap-up of what you need to know. England's men will aim to win the Ashes away from home for the first time in 15 years when they take on Australia this winter. Since the team led by Sir Andrew Strauss secured a 3-1 triumph in 2010 and 11 season, England's test record down under has been woeful. The first test between the two nations will begin on 21st of November till the 25th of November at Optus Stadium at Perth. The second test will begin on the 4th of December, which is a Thursday, until the 8th of December, which is a Monday, at the Gabba, Brisbane. The third test in the series will start on the 17th of December till the 21st of December at Adelaide Oval. December 25th marks the beginning of the fourth test, and it will run until the 29th of December at Melbourne Cricket Ground. The fifth and final test of the series will begin on the 4th of January and end on the 8th of January at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Meanwhile, England has announced their squad for the Ashes, and Ben Stokes will captain the side with Harry Brook acting as the vice-captain. The rest of the squad includes Jofra Archer, Gus Atkinson, Shoaib Bashir, Jacob Bethel, Braden Cass, Zach Crowley, Ben Duckett, Will Jacks, Ollie Pope, Matthew Potts, Joe Root, Jamie Smith, Josh Tongue and Mark Wood. Australia are yet to confirm their Ashes squad, but captain Pat Cummins is a doubt for the entire series due to an injury on his lower back.
We're heading into another short commercial break. More sporting highlights coming right after this. You are watching Other Than Sports Central. Welcome back to Other Than Sports Central. McLaren boss Zak Brown has dismissed a ludicrous suggestion as he was against signing Oscar Piastri, now the Formula One Championship leader, as a rookie 3 years ago. Indianapolis 500 winner and 4 times IndyCar champion Alex Palou stated at a court hearing in London last week that Brown told him in late 2022 hiring the Australian had not been his decision.
Speaking to a media source ahead of this weekend's US Grand Prix in Texas, where Piastri will seek to extend a 22-point lead over British teammate Lando Norris, Brown disagreed with Palou's version. Brown said that he was not sure which allegation amused him more, the notion that he would not be one making a key decision about their driver lineup, or the suggestion that he was not on board with signing the hugely talented Oscar Piastri. He added that both the allegations were clearly ludicrous and that anyone who followed their sport would see straight through them. Palou, who had hoped to secure a McLaren F1 drive, told the court last week that Brown had told him the decision was made by now-departed former principal Andre Seidel. Brown, who has been at reigning champions McLaren since 2016, was appointed chief executive in 2018 with overall responsibility for the business. Palou's headline making comments about Piastri caused a stir in Australia, where there are lingering fears McLaren could favour British teammate Lando Norris in their close title battle. With the 2025 Formula One season heading to its last bit, there are 6 rounds remaining with 3 Saturday sprints.
Kevin De Bruyne tucked away 2 penalties as Belgium came back after conceding an early goal to beat Wales 4-2 away in their World Cup qualifier yesterday, moving them closer to a place at next year's final.
Joe Rodon had the home side ahead at the Cardiff City Stadium in the 8th minute, but a De Bruyne penalty brought Belgium level within 10 minutes before veteran fullback Thomas Müller put them ahead for a 2-1 half-time advantage.
It's De Bruyne, one each. The Belgian skipper steps up and delivers. Doku, Meunier arriving! And Belgium have turned it around. Belgium in transition, hurting Wales.
De Bruyne scored a second spot kick in the 76th minute to extend the lead, but Wales looked to be back in the contest as Nathan Broadhead came off the bench to score with 2 minutes remaining.
The ball, Trossard's turned into trouble, Kiefer Moore, and now Broadhead! Game on!
However, it took only 60 seconds of an unmarked Leandro Trossard to restore the 2-goal advantage in the last minute and take Belgium top of Group J on 14 points, one ahead of North Macedonia, who were held to a 1-1 home draw by Kazakhstan. Wales remained third in the standings on 10 points with 2 fixtures remaining. Foden easily headed home a corner to hand Wales a lead after they looked lively in the opening exchanges, but the tide turned against them after a stroke of ill fortune. Doku was a constant threat to the Welsh defence, but the home side kept him at bay. However, Jordan James gave away a penalty for a much clearer handball offence, which De Bruyne squeezed into the corner. Broadhead gave the home fans hope after Trossard was dispossessed to score, but the Arsenal attacker made up for the error within a minute with Belgium's 4. fourth.
Regret for Wales. Belgium come to Cardiff and go away with maximum points. Job done for Rudy Garcia. They needed a pair of Kevin De Bruyne penalties plus goals from and Trossard, the latter's strike.
Moving to more qualifiers now, Spain national soccer team geared up yesterday for their World Cup qualifier against Bulgaria. Meanwhile, Italy's national soccer team also prepared yesterday for their World Cup qualifier against Israel in Udine amid an atmosphere influenced by the ongoing developments in the Middle East.
Luis de la Fuente's team hope to continue their dominant World Cup qualifying campaign today in Valladolid's Jose Zorrilla Stadium after their 2-0 victory over Georgia on Saturday. The European champions are having a perfect run in Group E as they edge closer to a place at the 2026 tournament, having scored 11 goals in 3 matches without conceding. Spain are top with 9 points, 3 ahead of Turkey, while Georgia remain third on 3. Bulgaria sit bottom, having suffered 3 consecutive defeats. Meanwhile, Italy's national soccer team prepared yesterday for their World Cup qualifier against Israel in Udine, amid an atmosphere influenced by the ongoing developments in the Middle East. Having secured their 3-1 win in Estonia in the previous week, Italy had strengthened their hopes of finishing second in Group I. Norway led the group with 18 points from 6 games, while Gattuso's side had 12 points with a match in hand. The group winners would qualify directly for the World Cup, while the runners-up would go into the playoffs. Coach Gennaro Gattuso said they were focusing on the upcoming match because they were not yet in the playoffs and vowed not to repeat the mistakes that had turned the first leg against Israel into a frantic end-to-end game. The match was set to be played under tight security as a pro-Palestinian march was scheduled to take place in the city centre on the same day. Despite the recent deal between Israel and Hamas to end the war in Gaza, organisers expected up to 10,000 participants for the march, which would occur several kilometres away from the stadium, while around 9,200 people had bought tickets for the game, according to the Italian Soccer Federation. Gattuso said the team would be grateful to those supporting them inside the stadium but would also respect those outside. He added that he hoped peace would last forever, noting that there was nothing worse than what had been witnessed over the past 2 years.
And with that, we wrap up today's bulletin on Other Derana Sports Central. Stay tuned as we bring more highlights and action right here from the home turf and around the globe. Well then, until tomorrow, I'm Vinod Varnasuri signing off. Keep the spirit of sport alive and have a very good night.